What's up, YouTube? What's going on, guys? It's been a while since I've been here, but yeah. I mean, before I go on, though, let me address the elephant in the room. Obviously, my hair. It's I got my Fro Hawk out right now. Listen, I just got this package, just got this pump that I'm about to show you guys. Pretty excited. Get it in the car and see what difference it makes. I had to take out my hair because I gotta wash it and get it done again anyway. So yeah, you see me out with the Fro Hawk for the first time. So don't pay too much attention to the hair. Pay attention to what's going on in this video, because this might solve you guys' problems, because I'm hoping it solves my problem. So let's jump right into it. Furthermore, before we jump into anything, hit that subscribe button. You already know what time it is. Hit that subscribe button. It don't cost you anything, and then it helps out this channel. But anyway, moving on. Here we go. We got what we call, well, they call the holy grail of all electric water pumps. This is the Meziere 555 liter water pump, electric water pump. And I mean, I've been really doing some homework and some research on this for about a month before pulling the trigger and spending the $777 that this thing costs. $777, yes. It ain't no cheaper nowhere. I tried. That's the cheapest anyone got it. As a matter of fact, if you go to Meziere's site, it's even more expensive. I bought this from Summit, because Summit is my go-to place. But it's a pretty simple hookup for the most part. I did read the instructions, but I mean, you don't need to really read the instructions to really hook this up. I mean, you got 3 bolts on that side. You got 3 bolts on this side, 3 OEM bolts on that side. They're 10 millimeter. You just pull them off, push this in. This does come with a thermostat, 180 degree thermostat up top. There is no thermostat that's ran here, which normally you would run the OEM thermostat in here. You will not run a thermostat there. This is projected. This is supposed to drop my temps at least around 20 degrees. So a little backstory on why we're even installing this pump. So I've been driving the car summer months now, and it's around, it's like 80, 90 degrees every day down here in the Atlanta area. And, temps like that with a V8 engine on boost, you can get hot really quick. So I do have my alarm on my AM computer set to go off at 214 degrees. And it reaches 214 degrees fairly quick. If I'm not on the highway, it will be around 220 degrees, and that's a little scary. I don't really want the car running that hot. I've heard a lot of pros and cons. Like, I've heard some people say, oh, the LS's run hot. Oh, the LS should run around 190. It runs normally 220 to 230. That range is too big for me. And personally, I'm comfortable with my car being below 210. 210, I could deal. Anything above 210, start to get nervous. I don't like it, and I just think that's just too hot. So that's why we're installing this pump, to see if I can get my temps down, consistently on the road. Not on the highway, but just cruising or regular traffic stoplights. I need to be around 200, give or take 10 degrees. So yeah, let's get this in, show you guys where this goes and how it goes. So Meziere, they do give you guys, they give you 2 more gaskets, and they also give this inline fuse. You know what this is, man. If you're watching this channel, you know what this is. Slip my mind right now. And what I actually like about this kit, which is actually going to save me from paying anyone to fabricate a Y pipe for me, is the kit comes with these 2 barb fit-ins. So these 2 barb fit-ins, therefore, if you're running heat, so right there where normally you would run on a regular LS pump, which I will show you, you will have those open. Those will be open to run for your heater core. Well, they're capped off, and if you need to use them, you would just use these barbs. But the good thing about this, I'm not running any heat in the car. I mean, it's a race car. The good thing about this, though, is I'm going to be running an expansion tank to get more water in the system. So more water, you know, more time to cool. So the beauty is I could put one of these bongs in and run the return line back into the system from my expansion tank right here versus putting a Y pipe like you'd normally have to do in the hose that connects to this side of the pump. So that's wonderful. You know, when you pay for quality, you get all those little perks, which is always great. Let me show you guys what's going on. All right, so I already started taking apart just the regular turbo stuff. You know, all I took off was the boot for the intake, the charge pipe here. I just took the belt down. If you don't know how to take the belt off, just put a 15mm socket on here and basically push forward. Belt slides right off of that idler pulley. That's the idler pulley right here. Easy peasy. I already opened that the inlet. I opened that to have it drain, so that all actually already drained out on the bottom. You saw that at the beginning. So I mean, all I'm going to do right now is, I'm not sure if I'm going to have to take off the throttle body, but I'm going to try to take off these screws. So those 3 screws there, and then those 3 screws there, 1, 2, and then 3 back there. I'm going to try to take them off and then just pull this off, see if I can get it out without taking the throttle body off. But if I do got to take the throttle body, you know, it's just 4 bolts and then the harness right there. So let me take that off, throw the pump in here, show you guys that. What's up, guys? So quick update. You do got to take off this throttle body. It wasn't coming out without taking it off, but it's only 4 screws. Comes right off the throttle body. And then the other thing that you got to take off is you got to take off this idler pulley here. This little one. It's a 15mm bolt. Just take it off, because in order to get this bottom bolt out, you have to take the pulley out. So I'm just gonna pull that out right now. I do have my charge pipe in the way. I am trying not to have to go underneath the car and pull the other side and tear it out, but I don't know. Let me see how far along I could get before I decide, you know what, get this out of my way. But if you don't have a turbo, you're not gonna have to worry about this in the way. And once you take off the throttle body, I mean, you'll be free. This thing is so simple to just, you know, these 3 screws, those 3 screws come off, put the other one back on, pull off this idler here, and put back on the new pump as well. Alright guys, that's it. Out with the old, and yeah, just put the new one in. Not a difficult job at all. There's the old gaskets here. Was really sealed on there, had some Permatex around the gasket, so I just put a little bit of Permatex back around that on the new one. Swap over this pulley, and good to go. Quick tech tip, guys. So you can see that I cleaned off all the old silicone that was on there, gasket maker. Just get a razor blade, scrape off as much as you can, and then if you grab yourself like a very light sandpaper and just sand around. Clean off the areas as best as you possibly can, because you gotta seal it back nice and perfect again. So I got some red silicone that I just put around on the opposite side and on this side. And what this red silicone will do, one, it keeps the gasket on here because there's no provisions or bongs for me to hold that on there. So you need the gasket maker anyway to keep it on here while you put it on the engine. And two, it'll just make a nice seal. I'm using red high temp RTV. You can use black, you can use gray. I don't really see what the difference make. But yeah, so now I can pick this up, put it inside the car. That was a little exhausting. Why it was a little exhausting? Because if you can see, everything is all black, but this is the idle pulley. This is all the idle pulley right there. And let me see if I could get this clear for you guys. As you can see, it's right up behind the back of the fan. Yeah, it won't zoom in because it's so bright out here. Let's see if I go on this side. You can somewhat see that the idler is right up on the back of the fan, so I had to do some wiggling. I mean, all of this came out though. All that came out in order for me to do some wiggling. It's in there, it's mounted, it's torqued down. 22 pounds of torque is what you torque the 6 bolts down to. That is recommended by Meziere. Tensioner, idler is back. This tube is back, but I am definitely going to be upgrading this to AN fittings, just like I've upgraded everything to AN lines on the 2JZ M3. I will be upgrading all of this to AN fittings down there because I hate these. These are awful. These rubbers are awful. They're ugly, and you know, they do pose a slight danger if they ever pop off. They are on there tight. The upper neck is a little bit longer, so I did have to cut some of this rubber off for it to sit down perfect. But shout out to my UPS man, because he showed up clutch with that box today. And yeah, so that box got the expansion tank. So I have an expansion tank. I'm gonna find somewhere over there to put the expansion tank and get some more fluid into the system, make it even cooler. And then I just gotta wire up. This is the harness. I just have to wire this to the car, which is not a problem because I have there's a live power to one of my switches over there somewhere on that side. So I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, so let me pop open this catch can and find that live, which is in that bundle. Just keep moving. Owner of a nice new Canton expansion tank. So this is a 2-liter expansion tank. So I'll have 2 liters more of water to flow through the system, which is awesome. The more water, the more cooling. It does have a bong here on the bottom, and it has one here on the side, and then it has the overflow bong up top. I did order, which came the other day, because these Summit things are coming at random times. Where is it? I had a cap around here somewhere. Oh. Yeah, so stamped. I got a stamped cap. Let me make sure it fits. Of course it doesn't fit, because Summit's been sending me, they've been messing up a little bit, but they've been sending me wrong parts. What the heck am I supposed to do with this? There's one more thing I gotta bring back. But it's alright. It don't stop me from installing this today. And yeah, getting it all set up. Check out the size of this Summit facility. And I just started videoing like halfway through the building. Like, this thing is huge. What's up, guys? Power of Edit. Got my hair done. But man, it's always wonderful coming up in this candy shop. Check out some of these cars. And then some of these parts too. Check. If you ain't never been to Summit and you a car person, you gotta come and check this place out. It's dope. It's not every day you get to see a real live NASCAR, right? But I got everything. Now it's time to just complete this installation. What's up, guys? Just got back from Summit. You saw all the cool cars, all the cool stuff and parts they got there. Well, I got the cool stuff that I needed. So if you don't weld, like I don't weld, and you're looking for a solution, I was searching hard and wide for this particular solution right here that I'm holding. So this is my lower radiator hose, and for the expansion tank, you need to have the fluid flow back into the system. So unless you're able to weld a Y pipe, there just wasn't anything available. So the best thing that I found is this. It's part number 2283. It's auto meter, and what it is basically it's an aluminum adapter. So just cut the hose in half, adapt it, put the adapter inside, and then it has this. It's a 1/2-inch NPT plug. So I bought this 1/2-inch to 3/8 NPT. This is an NPT 1/2-inch to 3/8 barb fit in. So this will allow me to put the return from. This will allow me to run the return from the bottom here back into the system. So yeah, this was a great solution. I think it was like $35 for this. It, the hose fits in there perfectly. It didn't alter anything besides give me this additional hole that I needed. Now, if you do have the Meziere water pump, then it does actually have the heater core adapters, and that heater core adapter, like I said before, does come with these 2 barbs. But the problem is with my particular setup, the way that my turbo downpipe is running, no, the turbo pipe is running, it's running right next to those openings, so I can't even use any of those. Otherwise, I mean, these would have been a great solution. Whatever. I mean, I think this is like a 1/2-inch bar, but whatever. I would have just bought one that was 3/8 to reduce it down. But I just put a little bit of PTF sealer, some of this sealant from Permatex. Put some of that on the thread. That way I know that, you know, it's just a little overkill, but it's all right. I'd rather overkill than underkill. But anyway, let me get this in the car and get the cash can mounted. We're almost there. All right, guys, so it's all done. Got that Canton Racing 2-liter expansion tank sitting right over there, and as you can see, its highest point is higher than the engine, so that's mounted properly. Then next to it, I have the overflow tank. So the overflow tank used to be over here. Now I got all this extra space and 2 fresh little holes there, which I'm gonna have to patch those up. But now I got the expansion tank and overflow tank. So the overflow come out here and go right up here. And if this for some reason fills up, then it actually goes out to the bottom of the chassis right there. Right now my hoses are ran a little bit. This is not how I wanted to run it. I had to run out to AutoZone and just grab some quick hose, some quick fuel line hose here, which could be used as radiator, same thing, and just kind of routed it from there, routed it under the turbo, and then that line is coming up to here. There is no longer any spring. I just cut the spring in this, so now this just caps off, and then all the excess will go to the expansion tank. So what I'm gonna do now is just fill the system, you know, check for any leaks, and you know, take this thing for a ride, see, you know, for a cruise. I do have that braided steel line there, which does look good. That is the return fluid from the expansion tank. That's the return, and come right in there. Yeah, you can see that line running down there. I do want more of that braided steel line because it looks a lot better than this just plain black line here. And then I'll just get some better line and route this differently another time. But yeah, all in all, done. Looks good. I'm gonna fill it up, check for any leaks, go on a drive, let you guys know what the temperatures are doing.